PGH Comic Expert here, also known as the Pittsburgh Comic Expert. Didn't think I was going to do a video this week, but turns out I did. End up getting some books that I wanted to show, and good news is I got a new Twitter handle at PGH Comic Expert. I had been posting to my old handle before that I was using for multiple things, multiple followings, so I decided it's time to make one specifically for these videos. And I did share all of my videos, the entire catalog out to this Twitter handle. So feel free to subscribe, or follow me and like and subscribe my videos if you want. Dislike if you want to. If you're going to leave feedback, keep it constructive. I appreciate that. I'm a little new to this. So anyway, there's my handle. Now that I've got a good bit of followers as well as a good bit of subscribers, I'm going to show the vault probably next week. I did have it shot, but I shot it on my old camera. Now I'm using my iPhone 6 S, or I'm sorry, not the S, this is 6 Plus, and going to take advantage of the video editing capabilities on the phone as opposed to having to buy any extra software, as you all saw with my last video with the Scrolling Comics covers intro. So I'm going to try to keep rolling on that. And well, that's all. So here's the only eBay auction I managed to get this week. Saw this on a video for VinCrew. I thought I had this book a long time ago, at least when I was a kid. I watched Freddy when I was, pre-teenager, but I did not. So I found it. It's got a spine roll on it. I'm not really super concerned about it. I'm sure I'll upgrade that eventually, but this was $10 free shipping on eBay. So I picked it up. I couldn't pass it up for that amount of money. This was supposed to be 5 books, but there's only 2 because Marvel canceled it because they didn't want to ruin their good image, I guess. Whatever. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. All right. Dawn, the comic book junkie, pointed me in the direction of this one. Yes, it is a coloring book. And yes, I do have it in a bag and board. But hey, if a Batman coloring books with Harley Quinn can shoot up in value, who's to say that these won't shoot up in value as well? If they don't, then I'll just give them to my kids. Let them tear them up. Alright. Got that at Walmart, by the way. Another thing I found at Walmart was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past graphic novel. That is actually all of the Shotaro, how do you say his name? Ishinomori artwork and writing, which I hear it's terrible, but anyway, that was the Nintendo Power Magazine serial comics that were released. I don't know, 20 issues or something like that, maybe less, but they compiled all of these into one volume, and I just thought it was neat. I'm a big fan of Zelda as the game anyway. And I did show you the Legend of Zelda #1 comic last week, so I thought it would be cool to show you the Link to the Past trade paperback. Haven't decided whether or not I might keep it. I might read it, but I read some reviews about it on Amazon. They are just awful. So we'll see. Okay, resale shop down in the Bloomfield neighborhood. Guy got a new collection. As you can see, he got some books. So let's just get started. Anything weird with Cerebus, the aardvark, I tend to buy if I see it for pennies like this. That looks like a reprint. Let's see if I get a little closer here. It looks like a reprint, but I still picked it up. Because, again, it's... Excuse me while I adjust. It is Cerebus, the aardvark, so... it is all black and white as well. Here's a good one. This didn't cost me hardly anything. That is the first appearance of Felicity Smoke. Fury of Firestorm number 23. I think it's volume 2. She looks a lot different in the comic. And that's actually not Felicity Smoke on the cover. That is Bite, who I thought was Felicity Smoke, but she looks a lot different. Got a little fade on the bottom here. It's hard to see, but it looks like this book had been covered for the most part, except for like the edges, and it got a little brown or foxed. Guy bought a collection, but unfortunately a lot of them are all duplicates. That's a Joker story. I've been looking for that in the next one, the one where Joker's has got an old gangster hat with a zoot suit and a Tommy gun. That's actually a pretty good story. I read that one. Batman 457s, Scarecrow on the cover, Batman covered in spiders, classic. This one's got a little bit of water waviness to it. This is also a duplicate, Detective Comics 600. This got a really cool gallery at the end of it. I think I talked about that in my Wizard World video. Weird War Tales number 100. Some Creature Commando stuff, some Joe Kubert artwork. Thought that was pretty cool too. This is also pretty wavy, but again, it didn't cost me more than 33 cents. That's 1602 Part 1 by Neil Gaiman. I did pick up hitting Iron Man pretty hard. Picked up Iron Man 156. And I picked up, this is an awesome cover, 149. That one's got a little waviness on the bottom. Looks like it's got some water damage, but I love that cover with Dr. Doom and Iron Man in the reflection of Dr. Doom's eye. There's a lot of covers out there like that. Namely, the most popular is probably Hulk 340. But that one, I believe that's paying homage. Found these are weird. Never seen these before, because I don't really collect modern books that much. But I did find The Death of Johnny Storm in a third print sketch variant cover. It's going to dig into that one a little bit. I probably flipped that one. And then I did pick up Daredevil number 1. I think this is volume 3. And that is the second printing sketch cover variant. So all those were pretty cheap. I'm going to throw those, most of those on eBay, especially that one for Felicity Smoke. All right. So let me show you real quick where I was today. I went to Monster Bash out in Mars, PA. Cranberry, really, but it's Mars mailing address. Wasn't what I expected. I don't know if it was worth the $20 to get in. Actually $40, because I did pay for my wife to come with me. She begrudgingly, despite herself, said she'd come to a convention with me. And, well, the kids got in for free. So they did have some comic vendors there. Not like hardcore vendors, but they had some people that were selling comics. So I'm going to show these one by one. And this was on my list. I picked up the movie adaptation from Topps of Bram Stoker's Dracula. So I'll show these one by one. These are beautiful. Mike Mignola covers. You know, he does Hellboy. These were in poly bags. I threw them away. All but one of them had all the cards. Don't really care about those. And the only one here I'm looking for out of the set now is the one, number 1, that has the the foil letters, because that's a 1 in 500. Excuse me. That's a 1 in 500 edition. And there's number 4. So I did pick up all 4 of those. Those were on my list. Only cost a few bucks there. There was another stand that had, guy had a box of comics, said $1 a piece on them. So I'll go through these one by one. Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., similar to Dark Claw. Marvel and DC merged for a little while in the mid-90s. I had actually taken a break from collecting for, I don't know, a 15-year break at this point, because it took me a while to get back into it. But yeah, that was one of them. Amalgam Comics. And let's see. Vin Crew just talked about some of these old Spider-Mans, because Mercenaut actually showed some of them. So here's some late run Spider-Man 2099s. Low print run on these. Number 32, 34, 35. I think that is the first appearance of Venom 2099. And that might be a double. I don't know if that's the cover A or cover B. I can't remember. I do have one of those that I just showed recently. I just don't remember what one it was. And then this is 3 issues from the final. And it's also a newsstand. 43. So yeah, those were all low print runs, and they're really hard to find. So I did manage to pick all those up, and I'm trying to get like the end of the 2099 Spider-Man, because again, they just weren't high volume. All right, another stand. Only had a couple of books. A while back I showed you Hulk 350. It was a brutal battle between Joe Fixit and the Thing that actually started in this book here. It's and that's a mutated, super rocked up Thing. And then the same vendor had this book here, which was on my list. That's the first appearance of James Rhodes. Iron Man 118, awesome Bob Layton cover. So happy to have that one, and that didn't cost me a lot of money at all. Okay, two important things. So I actually met a couple of TV legends today. I already showed these on my magazines and slabs video, but that is Monster World number 9. Has the Addams Family on the cover. I met Cousin It today. Unfortunately, Cousin It is not on the cover of this one, but he still said he would sign it anyway, because he said they didn't want to pay. This magazine didn't want to pay him to They didn't want to pay to reshoot the the stars to reshoot this cover. So they left Cousin It off it, even though they did talk about him. So there it is. If you can see it up here in the corner. Felix's signature there. Real nice guy. And then another TV legend. I showed this one already too. That is Monster World number 2. That is the first time the Munsters ever appeared on the cover of a magazine. And can you see that? I'm trying to get it so it's in the light. That is Marilyn Munster's autograph. I met her. Very sweet lady. Classy lady. Was really talking to my kids and everything, and wasn't really... He was super outgoing. Talking to my 4-year-old as he's standing there. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more. And one day, hopefully I'll be able to tell him that he met Marilyn Munster. He wouldn't understand now, of course, so... Okay, wrapping this up, 2 local shop visits, Phantom of the Attic in Monroeville. So jumping on the hype for this one, although I know it's not a low print run, because that's actually the second print. Scooby-Doo team up with Harley Quinn on the cover. Completely sold out of first prints. They were. That was very Yoda-ish. Alright, look through his Spawn stock. Vin Crew had pointed out that certain, I forget the number, I have to go back and look at his video again, but I think these fall in that number. Certain parts of Spawn just had a really low print run. So here they are. I found these for $3 a piece. 170, I believe that was in the numbers. 171 and 172. So happy to have those. 174 and 5 are in the mail. I did get those from eBay for a pretty wicked price. Let's see. Also from that same shop, final issue of Conan the King. That was only $1.50. And an I always try to get Ultimo covers. This is only $2.50, but it has an issue here in the corner and on the spine. Iron Man 95, and I think this might be the Whitman reprint, because it's got that weird diamond up there. So that was all for Phantom of the Attic in Monroeville. Love those guys. Go see that. That's one of my favorite shops in Pittsburgh. Just should sit and talk BS with Tom and Roy forever. Alright. And then last shop, local shop here in Murraysville. Picked up Walking Dead number 147. That's the most recent one. Detective Comics 627. That's the 600th appearance of Batman. As you can see, the cover swipe of Detective Comics 27. Flash 199. That is the 3rd appearance of Zoom. As Zoom, I think that's the final confrontation. And I showed the first 2 parts of this already, and I'll show them again, because these are really hard to find together as well. And I was originally going to sell these, but I decided not to. So I already had this one and this one. The Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance. So in the back stock here at Infinity Comics, I found that. And that's the Flashpoint story. If you're not familiar with that, that's when Bruce Wayne actually died, and Thomas and Martha Wayne survived. And Thomas Wayne is Batman, and Martha Wayne is the Joker. So that's a interesting story. I'm actually going to finish that one out and read it. Alright, still working on Infinity here. Almost done. I picked up some hip-hop covers. So, paying a little homage to Slick Rick. The Great Adventures of Spider-Gwen. And, let's see. Get Rich or Die Trying. Invincible Iron Man. Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, one of my favorite hip-hop albums. All Guardians of the Galaxy. Liquid Swords, my absolute favorite hip-hop album. Liquid Swords by the Genius of Wu-Tang Clan. That is Contest of Champions #1. And we had Midnight Marauders. Cover Swipe. Amazing Spider-Man #1. It's like a giant-sized Spider-Man, too, so... Anyway, yeah, did pick up some of those hip-hop covers just because I listened to that stuff when I was in high school. I still listen to it. Who am I kidding? 90s rap and metal is where it's at, man. Alright, last book I'm going to show you today. This book is in probably a 9.6. Has a ever so slight cover ding. And there it is. Pick that up. Walking Dead #61. Well, it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't overpriced. First appearance of Father Gabriel. That's him on the cover. And also, that is the first appearance of Chew. So if I've showed, I have Chew #1 in one of my boxes, and this is actually the first. This is the preview. Like the backup story is the first Chew. So Chew's a really popular series. It's ongoing from Image, and this book is actually more known for that than the first appearance of Father Gabriel. So that's my haul. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter. At PGH Comic Expert. Please tell your friends. And again, I will be shooting the Vault video here probably next week. That'll be my next one I publish. I may do one in between. The Pittsburgh Comic Expert Jr. Has a video that he would like to shoot because he sees Dad doing it a lot. So you guys may be in for some entertainment or a train wreck. I'm not really certain how that's going to go. So anyway, comment, like, dislike, let me know. If you dislike it, at least let me know why. That'd be awesome. And awesome, guys. Keep collecting. Good luck. Keep digging. Peace.